Have you ever heard of the Gibson Goddess model? I have to admit, I had never heard of this model until preparing for this video today. The Gibson Goddess was a very limited run guitar made between the years of 2006 and 2008. And in today's episode, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the mysterious Gibson Goddess. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Hello guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley and today we're going over everything you need to know about the Gibson Goddess model. Some of you guys may know about the Gibson Goddess, but for me, I'd never heard about this limited model. As I mentioned in the intro, it was made between 2006 and it was discontinued in 2008. The main purpose and idea behind this guitar was to make a guitar for women. These guitars were basically mini Les Pauls. They had a thinner body, smaller actual Les Paul body, and they had a thinner neck carve. So let's open up the case and take a closer look at this Goddess. These Goddesses came in a Gibson USA case just like this. You can see this has got a little bit of wear to it, so it's definitely been used. We have one combo lock on these black leather cases. So what sits inside is a beautiful sky blue finish of a Gibson Goddess Les Paul. I really like this finish. I think it's the best one in my opinion. I'll put the other ones on the screen now so you can see. But these are obviously like mini Les Pauls, so the cases are custom for these guitars. They're slightly smaller. The big feature about this guitar is the slim neck carve, the thin body, and the small Les Paul shape. Really good for people with smaller hands or wanting a little bit of an easier Les Paul to play. And they also came with some pretty unique humbuckers that haven't been reproduced ever since this model. We also get the very rare open coil 490R 498T pickups. They're standard 490R 498T humbuckers, but they feature this awesome open coil look, so you can see the copper turns. What I really like as well is that the Gibson logo matches the blue finish of the body, which is really nice, but it makes these guitars very rare indeed. We also have that wraparound stop tailpiece, and we have a volume and tone on here. Very nice guitar indeed, with this lovely kind of nitro cellulose finish. Let's see what we get in the little pouch here. So not much case candy with these. You get your pre-packed checklist, and then you get a little kind of Gibson USA manual, and you also get a little combo lock instructions, but you don't really get much with these Gibson USA models. We had two main models in the Gibson Goddess series. We had the SG and we had the Les Paul. And each of these guitar models came in 5 finishes. Let me consult my laptop now. We had the Ice Burst, the Sky Burst, the Rose Burst, Ebony, and Violet Burst. In today's video, obviously, we have the Sky Burst, which is the beautiful blue satin finish, but I think this guitar looks rad. I really like the way that it looks. Not only do we have that smaller body, but we also have a satin finish on this one, so these really are great players' guitars. I've already done all the tonal demo for this before doing the speaking, so I can speak with authority that these guitars are incredibly well-playing guitars. So that's the backstory of the Gibson Goddess. So let's run down the specs now. So we have a Honduran mahogany body, and there's no maple top on these, so it's just a mahogany body, very thin Les Paul shape. It's a shrunk down Les Paul, so it's a little bit smaller. We have a nice nitrocellulose finish on this one with a sky blue finish and a dark kind of blue on the back. And as I mentioned, this has a satin finish, which means it's very comfortable to play and very easy to play without sticking to the finish. Moving to the neck, we have a mahogany neck on this one, which has the 60s slim taper. It's a very small neck, but very comfortable indeed. We have yellowed over binding. It has a little bit of patina. I don't think this was originally what the guitar was meant to look like. It had white binding, but obviously over the years it has aged to this lovely yellow. Ebony fingerboard with mother of pearl trapezoid inlays. We only have one volume and one tone on this pickup, and we have a compensated wraparound stop tailpiece, so you can still keep your intonation, but there's less mass to the guitar. Of course, I've already mentioned this, we have the open coil 490R, 498T humbuckers, and a freeway selector switch. The scale length is 24.75 inches, which does surprise me because it felt a lot smaller when I was playing it. I thought it was actually a shrunken down scale length, but turns out it's not according to the spec sheet. So these guitars do just feel a little bit more slinky. Maybe the string gauge was a little bit lighter, but yeah, these do feel lighter than a 24.75 inch scale length in my opinion. And we have the locking Grover tuners, but these are the only locking tuners that Gibson use, which actually used kind of like a penny adjustment like PRS, so you actually tighten them from the top of the string. We have a Corian nut as well, and that's pretty much all the specs of this Gibson Goddess. So without further ado, let's get straight into the tone demo and hear this beautiful Goddess. So welcome to the tone demonstration. For today's video, I've got this Gibson Goddess going straight into my Kemper profiler. I'm using my AC30 preset with a tube screamer and a little bit of delay to get this intro tone. In the intro, I was doing my kind of instrumental arrangement of Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. So to start off with, let's remove the delay just to make it a little bit easier to hear the pickups. This guitar sounds incredible. These pickups are awesome. So let's hear the bridge pickup full volume, full tone. Love that tone so much right from the off. Let's add that delay pedal and see how she sounds. From just playing this guitar to start off with, it's probably one of the most fun guitars I've ever played. It's very easy to play. The neck shape is very comfortable indeed. It's got a nice low action, and I actually really like the small body shape. It feels a little bit like a PRS when I play it, or a Somatis. Really like this guitar so far, so thumbs up from me. Let's clean down this tone a little bit just to get some more kind of crunchy tones. Back off with the delay as well. Slinky sounding. Let's go to the neck. Sounds amazing. As it's a little bit of a smaller body, a little bit thinner, it has a little bit more of a treble quality to it, and it's a very easy guitar to play. Love this stop tailpiece wraparound. I think this is a really cool guitar. I was not expecting this today when I thought I was going to be filming this guitar, just because it's like a smaller Les Paul. Usually when I get like one of the Les Paul Custom Lights or the thinner guitars, I always find that they're lacking something, but this has its own thing going on. It kind of sounds a little bit like an SG. I'm loving it so far. Let's hear the middle pickup. my highest gain tone, which is a preset that I've used quite a lot in these videos. Is a Marshall JCM 800 with a phaser on and kind of going for that Van Halen. Great distortion tone, I'm really liking it. Let's turn off the phaser and play some shred. This Les Paul sounds incredible, I'm loving it. Let's hear the neck pickup. I'm loving this demo so far. This Goddess is incredible. You've got to check out one of these guitars if you get the chance. It's just its own thing. It doesn't sound like a Les Paul. It has its own kind of quality to it, but because of the short scale length and slimmer neck, it's a lot easier to play. So really good if you find Les Pauls a little bit too cumbersome. I think this might just be the shreddiest Les Paul I've ever played. But that's the Gibson Goddess, amazing guitar from 2007. So let's head into the ending of this video and let's find out my personal review of the Gibson Goddess. So guys, welcome to the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed this video on the Gibson Goddess series. I have to say this guitar really surprised me today. Not only did it play amazing, but it sounds incredible with them 490R, 498T open coil humbuckers. But before I get into my review, what am I going to rate this guitar? Before I get into my review, let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think of this Gibson Goddess and the series as a whole. Have you ever tried one, or do you own one? Let me know down in the comment section below. It helps us get bigger and better guitars on the channel, which means better guitar demos for you. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much, guys, I really appreciate it. So what is my rating of this Gibson Goddess model? I'm going to give this guitar a 6 out of 10 for today's episode. It was a very fun guitar to play. I love the finish and the feel. Would I personally buy one? No, but I think they're very cool indeed. If I'm being entirely honest, I think the fact that these guitars are marketed just solely to women
was a wrong move by Gibson.
If I'm being honest, I think it's slightly patronising having simplified controls and a smaller neck for a women's guitar, presuming that women can play all guitars.
I understand the point of this model was to encourage more women to pick up the guitar, but I think this model missed the mark. Due to its simplified nature and mini Les Paul appearance, it suggests that women need a simpler design in order to play, and that's just sexist in my opinion. There's so many amazing female guitarists out there who play Les Pauls, PRS, Fender and have no problem at all. I actually teach many female guitarists who have no problem playing Strats, Les Pauls, so I just think that this model missed the mark. I think if Gibson wanted to encourage more women to play, they should have done an artist signature model of a famous female guitarist, like for example Orianthe, and I know they have done that in more recent years, but I think that would have been a lot more effective. Putting all of that aside, I think this guitar would have been better marketed as a beginner guitar or a guitar for smaller hands. And it should have been marketed as a Les Paul that was more accessible for beginners and people starting their guitar journey.
That being said though, the neck isn't that small, it's a slim taper which is used on a lot of Les Pauls, so just keep that in mind. But it's a very comfortable guitar, it resonates very nicely and has a very nice spanky sound. This guitar definitely had its own vibe. It didn't sound like a Les Paul, it didn't sound like an SG, it had this very nice kind of brittle sound to it, but it was very, very good for lead playing and clean stuff especially. The middle position was incredible, it was very spanky, it's a very good fingerstyle guitar, just like how you have in acoustic guitars. The smaller guitars are better for fingerstyle as they're more dainty and have more dynamic variety. If you're a fingerstyle player or like to play a little bit quieter, this guitar would be perfect for you as well. But yeah, as I said, today I'm going to be giving this guitar a 6 out of 10. But as always, guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this Gibson Goddess model? Do you like them or not? Let me know down below. So that's the end of today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed my take on the Gibson Goddess. Make sure to let me know in the comment section below what you think of this model and what you think of the video. But thank you so much for tuning in to Squealing Pig Guitars, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. But until then, keep rocking, guys. I'll see you soon.